One. But first, 13 in a row. The Red Sox finishing off a 4-game sweep on the Rays yesterday, and once beleaguered Boston is in wild card playoff position. A worthwhile lesson in baseball and life. You can make a lot of bad decisions and still succeed. Your good calls can outweigh your bad ones. Let's do a little digging in. I've made a lot of comparisons this year between the Red Sox and the Mets. Two big money clubs with aggressive ownership and large fan bases, and their general impatience works against them. But whereas the Mets are sinking, the Red Sox have risen. They've now won 13 in a row and 18 of 20 to move into playoff position. And that's what it's all about. Just make the playoffs. That's success. You have to give the Red Sox credit. They create their own problems, but they do act. They created the Rafael Devers conundrum, but then they cut the cord, trading Devers and his bloated contract. They created conflict with their respected manager, Alex Cora. But they acted, firing him in April when he didn't, shall we say, share the vision. Craig Breslow, the chief baseball officer, as they call it up there, how British, was feeling a lot of heat. Think about it. Their star pitcher, Garrett Crochet, was awful this year, and then he got hurt. He's been out since April. Their new face of the franchise, Roman Anthony, played 30 games. Wasn't that good? Hasn't played since early May. But here's what the Red Sox had. Beneath all the nonsense and the pathos, an engine for success. Now, two of these guys are on the IL. But this is why they're back. You rarely see this. A 2.48, a 3.44, 3.15, 3.11, 2.35. This is 422 innings of a collective ERA of 2.94. This is excellence. Sonny Gray, Connolly Early, Ranger Suarez, Peyton Tolley, Jake Bennett. This is the backbone of a ball club. The #1 park-adjusted ERA in all of baseball. And that's even with 95 awful innings of Brian Bayo and Garrett Crochet. Those two, 95 innings of a 6.14. This is why you win. This quintet right now pitching, giving the Red Sox a shot every single night. It reminds me of this. The last time a club had a 5-man rotation with everyone above league average, the 2016 Chicago Cubs. Look at the ERAs here, all of these guys. John Lester, Kyle Hendricks, those guys are aces. That's a 2.13. Look at that. Jake Arrieta, John Lackey, Jason Hamill, 5 guys all over 160 innings, 103 wins that year, World Series champions. Reminds me of this. Let's look at the 2012 Reds. 5-man rotation. They made 161 starts, all but one. These 5 guys, Johnny Cueto is the ace, but there's quality throughout. Matt Latos, Homer Bailey, Bronson Arroyo, Mike Leake. Mike Leake's the only one that's just below league average. This club won 97 games. By the way, like this year's Red Sox, they had a dominant Aroldis Chapman in the bullpen. Same guy. Let's get back to that Red Sox rotation. It was put together in a variety of ways. Ranger Suarez, big money free agent. Sonny Gray, trade with the Cardinals, mostly a salary dump. Jake Bennett, a prospect for prospect trade with the Nationals. Peyton Tolley, 2nd-round pick in 2024. Connolly Early, 5th-round pick in 2023. It was put together in a variety of ways. And I get the sense, within that Red Sox baseball ops group, there are a number of people who really know what they're doing. Speaking of which, think of what the Red Sox did, getting Sonny Gray and Wilson Contreras from the Cardinals this past offseason. I'll bring it back to the Mets for a second. You think the Mets could use an ace with a 2.48 ERA and a first baseman slugging .551? Gray and Contreras didn't cost the Red Sox any blue chippers or any major league ready players. They were just one. Contreras is on the backside of his career, right? Age 34 season. But through all his dust-ups and histrionics, he sure can hit and compete. Contreras is 3rd in the American League in hitting this year. 3rd. So yes, the Red Sox act rashly and impulsively. They're impatient. But somebody or a bunch of people in that group really know what they're doing. And that's why they're improbably now headed for the playoffs. Let us know what you think. How far do you think the Red Sox will go this season? We're on X at MLB Now. I bifurcated this to 3 things. Miss the postseason, because look, they're hanging on to the 3rd spot. Make the postseason, hang around in case maybe make a wild card, get bumped off, or make a serious run to the World Series. Those are your three choices. Let us know what you think. Sean Casey is your case. Is good to see you.
What's up,
you're short in the saddle, too. I like that.
I'm towering. What's going on here?
What happened to you? Oh, I'll shorten it.
No, I'll come up.
I feel terrible.
What's going on?
Give me your overall read on the Red Sox. And what, I know I keep bringing it back to the Mets. It's gratuitous, but it does fascinate me.
I don't want to do great minds think alike, and I know you have a subscription. The last weekend of the first half, the Mets and Red Sox played at Citi Field, and literally on the Sunday out of it, I wrote, one of the reasons the Mets can't have any excuses is the Red Sox have all of their pathologies, and they figured out how to get out of it.
Yeah.
A bad start with the noise all around them in a city that doesn't... And by the way, in that city, there's not the Yankees occupying 60% of the fans. It's all the animus is directed at Boston.
Right.
Oh, an analytical executive in charge who doesn't listen to anybody. Check. A fired manager. Check. By the way, their manager is more credentialed than your manager. Key injuries? Roman Anthony was supposed to be the most important guy in the lineup. Garrett Crochet was supposed to be the most important rotation guy. So I turned to the Mets and said, no. You have the chance to get out. And you know what it reminds us? Is, look, when you put out a newspaper every day or you do a show like this every day, you got to talk about what the movie in front of you. And the movie in front of you for 3 months wasn't very good. And people call it noise or whatever. We're just reviewing the movie. You weren't good for 3 months, but it is a reminder that it is a 6-month season. And you know that Brewer trade that looked terrible? Kyle Harrison is killing it in Milwaukee, and Drohan is really helping. I don't think the Brewers would reverse it, but it suddenly looks a little better when Caleb Durbin plays better, when Andrew Monasterio plays better, when Anthony Siegler helps the team. At least you go from getting zero to getting kind of what you envisioned. And so, it's a long season, to your point, and some of the vision is now playing out.
Again, and I put it in a lot of ways in case, again, when you worked with the Yankees for that year, you saw it's a vast operation. Again, these baseball ops teams, there's huge amount of people. I'm just saying, every time I look at what the Red Sox have, like somebody or a big group of people, they know what they're doing.
Oh, they definitely do. And I think the biggest thing is when you think about baseball over 6 months, I hate to say it, even though teams struggle early and managers are getting fired, it's a 6-month marathon. It really is. So for Boston to do what they're doing now, I loved your essay because you want the recipe to win. There's your recipe. Elite starting pitching led by, your horse of a veteran guy and Sonny Gray. The way Jake Bennett's been pitching. You got a great
5 deep case.
It's 5 deep. It's
without
5
the
deep.
guy who finished second in the AL Cy Young last year.
It's 5 deep, so they always keep you in the game. Then you have Whitlock and Chapman at the end of that pen that have been lights out. Then you have your stars hitting. Contreras has been hitting all year. William Abreu is hitting for some power, hitting the ball out of the ballpark, which they were missing when Roman Anthony went down. Rafaela, his WAR has been great all season long. Durbin is finally swinging it. So it's like, okay, now there's a good team. This is what good teams do. They beat you on the bump, and they beat you with the stick.
Case, we did a preview show, prediction show at the beginning of the year. Maybe you were on it. I get confused who's on what show. But I picked the Red Sox to win the AL East. I had to lay low on that for a while. Boy, you have to be a real idiot to do that. And I'm like, okay, no, I saw something that was there. Let's
go. Just one tiny thing is, it's run prevention. Wilson Contreras is also an excellent first baseman. Their outfield defense might be the best outfield defense in the major leagues. That works together with the pitching. Again, the Mets talked run prevention. These guys are doing run prevention.
That did not, when I looked at the trades, again, for Contreras and Gray, I thought that did not cost them an awful lot. It was mostly Chaim Bloom, former chief baseball officer.
And someone who probably knows the prospects.
Is over at the Cardinals and said, you know what, I got to get some money out of here. And he did it, and it really helped the Red Sox. All right, stay top of the food chain. Dodgers and Yankees. Dodgers take this series, again, best team in all of baseball. But I thought everything came down to, it was the most, and Joel, you'll appreciate that. Casey, you will too. It was the most, I don't want to kick Casey in the ribs. He did, was the hitting coach for the Yankees for a year. But it was the most Yankees-Dodgers game yet. It was reminiscent of that World Series in that, hey, the two clubs were very even. There's Garrett Cole, but there's Aaron Boone. Keeps him on there in the 7th inning, a 1-1 ball game. Leadoff walk to Mookie Betts. He's at 96 pitches. Yeah, let's leave it. You're my guy. Let's stay in there. And there's Max Muncy, like the old foil. And this combined with that relay play, Pages to Betts. And it was just the Dodgers are just a little bit better. So, Case, examine either thing. Did Boone last too long, or was it stay with your big guy, or what's your call on that particular decision?
I love it. I love it. Listen, Garrett Cole's not just some rookie guy that's having a nice year. You're talking about a former Cy Young, still has come back and been really good. If I'm Aaron Boone, I'm going out there, I'm checking the temperature, and Garrett Cole's saying, I can get him. If you go back and look at that at bat, that's why when you look at the Dodgers lineup, sometimes Max Muncy gets kind of like, oh, and
he's always good.
He's always good. He walks. He gets on base. But go back and look at this at bat. I mean, first pitch heater in, then he hits him with a changeup. He has him right where he wants him. 0-2. I mean, this is where Boone's like, okay, he was right. These are good pitches. Just off the dish. That pitch right there, 1-2. What an unbelievable take. Then he gets to 2-2. Now, as a hitter, you're like, okay, I'm back in the count. And then all of a sudden, he gets that pitch slider out over the plate. That was an incredible at-bat. That wasn't Garrett Cole just giving it up. That was Max Muncy taking that 1-2 pitch, getting it back to 2-2, and then getting the one-pitch slider, doesn't miss it, hits it out of the ballpark. So you got to give credit where credit's due. To Max Muncy, you got to say, hey, well played, man.
Also, Austin Wells could have challenged that pitch.
That was close.
And didn't,
I thought that
didn't because they were down to one challenge, and instead of it being 2-1, it was still 1-2 with Cole pitching well, so he doesn't challenge it in that spot. Can I say that as that game's going along, that I first guessed that he should take Cole out before the inning, and I still have no problem with what he did. I think it's very much a coin flip. My bigger problem was sticking with him after the walk. I think he probably began that inning saying, I'm going to go with Cole as long as there's no base runner. And then he let Cole talk him out of the base runner, righty on lefty at the stadium. And I still think Boone knows his player. Cole was pitching great. I think it was 50-50. I would not have done it, and honestly, I did first guess against both moves.
I completely agree with you. I just think it couldn't be questioned. In the old days, you just stayed with your starter until he failed, and you said, well, he gave it up. It's like, you didn't have to leave him in. But it still could be the right call. I just want, by the way, that was actual analysis, what you just did.
Thank you.
I was like, by the way, if you're watching the show, there's actual analysis that's happening here. And you just illustrated, hey, BK, watch this whole at-bat. That's a competitive at-bat. I want you to look at this, too. When we do baseball-y plays, the Dodgers are constantly on our baseball-y plays. And what's the most, dominant baseball-y play? It's Pages to Betts to home plate, Case. Look at how they execute this. This is to save the game, right here.
The athleticism of Betts here on this relay throw. Pages, great job. Gets it right off the thing, and boom, he's swinging it. Look at Betts right here. Throws across his body.
Athleticism.
And also a great tag by rushing right there. But just listen, that's textbook right there. That's how you play great baseball. That's how you win.
It was the World Series. It was the World, again, when you say, hey, why did we went over it, a million times. The Dodgers beat the Yankees 4-1, and yet you still feel like if you're watching it, the Yankees could have won that series. Yankees should have won that series. Dodgers a little better executing everywhere, keeping doubles to singles, triples to doubles, not allowing this and making plays like that, and they beat them almost every time.
So it should be pointed out the Yankees' only run in that game was an unearned run. Pages made an error and rushing clanked the ball for a pass ball. That's how they scored their run. So the Yankees did get something gifted. And then if we're going to talk baseball-y plays, what about the unbaseball-y play? Where's Grisham's speed on that? To me, one-run game, 8th inning, Dodgers, packed house, first game of the second half. If that doesn't get your attention to run your hardest, what would?
You didn't think he was fast enough on that?
I don't. I think that he didn't get didn't get at best a good read that ball was in the gap, and even a great center fielder was not getting to it, and he needed to be on his horse immediately to score the tying run in the 8th inning against a big run prevention team like the Dodgers. So I think that was there, and the Yankee offense was terrible all weekend.
In the age where everything is so sophisticated, and we have this sophisticated understanding of where runs come from in the whole analytics era, a lot of times, while we do baseball plays every day on the show, it's execution. It's physical execution on the field. The Dodgers are just a little bit better. When we come back, the